It is chemo day 5. Not much to report today. The bone aching hits kind of strangely. Last night, my cousin John came down and took us out for dinner because it's my son's birthday today. So we celebrated a little bit early with him. And it was weird because I was doing okay, had a good appetite. You know, we even went out for Mexican. I was fine. But then on the drive home, it was like all of a sudden, as soon as we dropped him off at the train station, the joints just started going crazy, especially in the hips, which was weird. But that's about it. So I'm even going to head into the office for a bit today, see how I hold up. It just kind of, there's no prediction. It's just kind of all of a sudden something's going to hit. So we'll see. So far I still have my appetite, so Dr. Depler may be right. Maybe I'm okay. I don't know. Parched as always. But other than that, so far so good. Kids are off to school, so it's going to also be the first few days that the kids aren't going to be home or have the opportunity to be home. Of course, yesterday I threw them out for a few hours because right after I filmed my blog entry, I went downstairs because I'd sent my son down to clean up a mess that he'd made the night before, and of course he made even more of a mess and kind of lost it. One thing to bear in mind for anybody who's dealing or helping take care of or around people who are fighting cancer, especially those of us who are somewhat, I don't want to say control freaks, but really like to be aware and have a say in our lives. Especially when it gets to this point by now, cancer kind of has this knack of taking over things, and you find yourself not able to do the things that you normally would, which is obvious, but it's incredibly frustrating because, especially when you're an independent person, having to ask for help sucks anyway. Having to accept help sucks anyway. But then, and you already feel a loss of control over your body, and then by the time you get to the chemo stage, it's like, oh, there's even more. And, seriously, my knee hurts, and I really have no explanation why. It's not because I ran too hard. It's not because I popped it. It's just because, and it gets so frustrating, and, we tend to snap. And, I think one of the best things anybody who is supporting somebody who's going through a cancer can do is to take an extra mile. And I'm not saying read minds, but especially if the person tells you, this is really important to me, I really need to have this done by this time, or I really like to see this done, just do it. They're not saying it because they want it done. Having it done in that time frame, having it done in the time in a way that they would do it, helps them feel like they've at least accomplished something, and it's one less thing that they have to worry about. It sounds obvious, I know, but when you're actually in the throes of it, I know there are a lot of people that have been trying to be supportive to me and have just kind of dismissed things because they don't see it as such a big deal. Like, oh, really, is moving that there really such a big deal? Really, is picking this up at this time such a big deal? Is running this errand or showing up at this time or making this phone call really such a big deal? Well, when you're talking about something that relates to someone who has lost all control over everything, and they ask you to do one thing, and they are entrusting you to just get that done, just do it. Especially if it's something easy and stupid, just do it. Make it easier. Get that burden off them. Stop making them think about it, because it's just going to make things frustrating. So, anyway, so that's chemo day 5. Live strong.